Gets this cold and stays cold, water pipes in some homes are susceptible to freezing, and that can be a costly problem, especially if the ice cracks a pipe. New specialist Jed Bull got some helpful advice from a plumber who's concerned about the low of those low temperatures. Jed.
Yeah, exactly, Deanie. When the temperature is this cold outside, about 6 degrees right now, we need to make sure that the pipes inside our homes are not susceptible to that bitter cold air, or they could freeze and then burst. There's also a concern right now about how low the frost is going in the ground.
Anytime it drops below 20, we start getting phone calls of frozen pipes. Hey, I don't have water to all of my house, part of my house.
Dwayne Nielsen is a plumbing manager at Any Hour Services and has helped people with frozen pipes for more than 4 decades. If your pipes are not buried deep enough, or they are exposed to cold air in a crawl space or under a sink by a window, the risk of freezing rises. If your pipes are susceptible to freezing, or you don't know whether they are, you might want to keep the water moving slightly.
One of the best things you can do is just open up a faucet on your home to a trickle, and it'll allow the water to kind of flow through and keep going and not have a cold spot where it gets really, really cold.
If water freezes in the pipe and expands, it can crack the pipe.
We call it the drip just before a drizzle. And so we want to just leave it just about like that.
Nielsen is also concerned that moisture, which soaked into the ground, might cause some pipes to freeze.
We had a lot of moisture in the last month, and it's soaked down into the ground, and not a lot of snow cover. That snow cover creates a blanket which insulates the ground, keeps it a little warmer.
That moisture in the ground could push the frost line deeper.
It could drive that frost line down and get our pipes coming in from the meter a little bit colder, a little colder, and maybe have some issues.
If you end up with a frozen pipe and you're able to isolate where that freeze is, you can use a hair dryer to warm that up and loosen up that ice, but never use a blowtorch on frozen pipes. That could lead to a very serious accident. Guys?
Yeah, hair blower sounds much safer. That's a good solution, Jed. Thanks.
As we face this harsh weather head on, the Utah Red Cross has some tips for people who are trying to keep warm if they have to be outside. They say dress properly and wear layers of loose clothing. This includes coats, scarves, hats, mittens, and water-resistant boots.